It's about us. This is our ground. We define as individuals who we connect with and why, right? It's hallowed. It's hallowed ground. And for a company or a brand or an organization to try to come into my world and connect with me, well, it better have a little bit of understanding as to who I am, what motivates me, why are they there. Intention speaks for everything. It's already been boiled down to several different types of personality traits on the social web. In fact, a lot of it's TMI, but that's because Twitter has become this sort of like voice to the inner monologue. But you can't see this, but at the outer ring of sort of engagement strategies these days, you start with the brand, you have your media, you have your technologies and your platforms, you have the various ways to sort of make sure that that is distributed across the board, and then the outer ring is all emotion. How do you connect that story to various emotional states? Because they are always dynamic on the social web. This has been done long before social media, by the way, experiential marketing, sensory marketing, but now we also have to become sort of like this is why I call it hybrid theory. We have to almost become social scientists at the same time. How do you make something emotionally connect with somebody? Chances are that they have, and this is called empathy, right? And it now has a role in the marketing department because this is our space. And we don't want to just be connected to special offers because that gets kind of old, right? Everybody's going to figure that out. If it was that easy, then anyone could do it. We have a greater purpose. We have a greater mission. This is our moment to actually earn relevance. I wrote about this recently for the Harvard Business Review because I was at the Twitter Chirp conference a few months back, and they started talking about the promoted tweet. And I hadn't had anything to drink, I promise, but I got all inspired and crazy about like what the promoted tweet was going to mean. And then they talked about this idea of shifting the measurement for success on the promoted tweet from the CPM to resonance. And everybody in the audience was kind of like, just taking notes, taking pictures, like, oh my God, it's Evan Williams, ah. And they said, we believe that resonance is the future of advertising because the longer something can stay alive in the stream, the better it will perform. What does that mean? Well, in order to measure that, we're going to come up with a resonance score. How many people clicked through, how many people favorited, how many people retweeted, how many people replied. Because the higher the resonance score, the longer that promoted tweet will stay alive in the stream. And if you think about the stream in terms of your attention dashboard, the longer it can stay there, the more likely it is you're going to actually click through, favorite it, retweet, respond. And so if they're going to measure that in terms of advertising and in terms of success, well, that same model works for the content you produce, right? If you can build in relevance into each bit of video that you create, each tweet, each blog post, if you can make it matter through empathy, through emotion, through creative, what have you, if you can make it shareable, it's going to stay alive longer in the stream. Relevance, resonance, significance, meaning that the more you do this, the chances are the more successful you become. The more successful you become, the more influential you become in these social networks, the more trusted you are. That means that eventually over time, you start to earn that idea of the destination again. When you speak, people listen. This works for brands as long as it's helpful. But the question is, what are you going to do with that? Once you have their attention, what do you do with it today? There's interesting data that shows, well, what happens is they go visit your website. And everyone in this room probably nod their head when they say, yeah, my website sucks. What happens when people go there right now? Nothing, because there's nothing to do when they're there. They can get a whole bunch of text, or they can watch some really lame marketing videos. You've got to continue that very interactive, very empowered experience, and that's why as much as people hate talking about this, the landing page is coming back to life. Because you have to have something to sort of shape that experience, steer that experience. You have to have a place where you can introduce a click to action so you have something to measure against. So it's not just about views, it's about an outcome. And all of these things have to be baked in. This box represents more than just an opportunity to tell me what burrito you had for lunch. It represents an opportunity to cause measurable action. And that's powerful, right? Relevance, resonance. This is where it all starts. And so you have to ask yourself, what is it that you want to cause? You want to change something, cause something, build something, inspire, organize, sell, raise, discover? What is it that you want to accomplish? Why are you engaging with me?